everyone, Filco here. Gonna be casting some TvZ. We're in Connor5620 and Incog 321. Incog is the white Zerg who spawn at the top left corner of the map, and Connor is playing Terran and he is spawned at the top right corner. We are on Collosseum II, very classic map, 4 players map. Maybe I could be speaking very quickly about the map. What can I say? Your main is on the low ground, I mean in a normal ground, same level as the rest of the map. The center is pretty narrow, you have some debris, some walls, which basically make big engagements in the middle of the map pretty harsh. So most of the time, especially in matchups such as TVP, TvZ and all, the fights, you would take them around the center of the map on this kind of earth circle that I am showing you right now. The only bases that you can find are each main's natural and third. What can I say? That the expand is pretty easy to take, pretty close from your main. You have only 6 mineral patch and 1 gas, whereas your third has 7 mineral patch and 1 gas as well. Pretty balanced map, I'd say. One important feature that you have to know about Collosseum is that there is a neutral sunken colony at the middle, right here, of your main's entrance. And eventually that sunken colony will be spreading some creep, which will allow Zergs to go for some kind of proxy sunken or stuff like that, even if you don't really see that anymore, and it's pretty hard to make efficient. But yeah, yes, there is a neutral sunken colony here. Most of the Terran players would usually destroy that sunken pretty quickly. We have a 12 hatch 12 full here from Incog, so that's pretty standard, nothing too cheesy going on. That was an 11 rags by Connor, who's about to take a 16cc, something he likes to do a lot. Personally, I go most of the time for a 18cc, which is a little bit safer. You know, you have your second depot and stuff. Here goes the second depot. And I don't know if it's so useful to go for such an early CC, considering you are cutting your drones for it. I mean, you are cutting your SCVs for it, so I don't know really. Right here, Incog is only scouting with overlords, so that might be dangerous. Because you really don't know, for instance, if your opponent goes for bunker rush. But it's true that on this map, it's pretty hard to go for bunker rush, except if you go for very all-in strategies such as proxy 2 racks or things like that you would place there. But I mean, on this map, usually you don't go for bunker rush, considering your expand is pretty safe, pretty easy to defend. You have to go all the way up that range to make the bunker rush successful. A lot of Zerglings, Connor should be careful, will he have the proper micro? Well, actually, Incog wasn't even paying attention. Connor might be destroying the sunken colony right now. He is... Sorry, must be careful, good micro here. But Incog is gonna get a good scout, maybe he will even get 1 SCV kill, I don't know. So Connor went for 2 racks, 1 gas, 1 academy. 16 SCVs against 19 drones. I like where Incog took his third, because it will really give him a lot of creep, basically. On this map, most of the time, the Zergs, they would place, instead of a creep colony here, they would place it here, somewhere. Basically there is a creep, a spot where the creep is large enough for you to place an early sunken right there on this map. And so most of the time you would take a quick third and you would kind of bunker yourself up just like that, placing sunkens at the top of the high ground there, which really totally prevents your opponent from entering your main. You can really abuse this situation here. You can place sunken colonies at the top of the high ground, and this way you absolutely defend both your natural and your main. Most of the time the Zergs would even place their other sunken colonies right there or there, you know. In any cases, we have a quick spire. I like what... Oh, he lost his overlord by the way. Should have been more careful. Quick +1 weapon. Missile turrets. That one is quite early by the way. He's producing turrets pretty early, I don't know why. 6 minutes. That's maybe just a bit too early. You wanna place them a bit later, but in any case. Still no third from our Zerg. Three Zerglings killed here. Very, very good turret placement there. So yeah, as you can see, those turrets were built way too early. Almost a minute too early. But that's alright, I guess. 7 Munitalisks has been produced so far. A few others are also being produced. I don't see how Incog is gonna be... yeah. No. That's just too much turrets. You have to be a little bit more modest. Incog was trying to take a third here. He was sending a drone right there, but Connor had his troops at the entrance of the main, so he had to go back with this drone. Still producing marines and medic out of 3 barracks, building a few additional depots, getting his range upgrade. This factory has to be cancelled, I guess. Good micro, but at this point Connor really has been able to defend this Muta harass. This turret here is very well placed. Yes, Connor is also sending a few marines to just scout exactly where his opponent is gonna take his third. He really has a very, very good map control. That's absolutely not a waste of marines. These 5 marines will most of the time kill the drone sent to take a third. So yeah, map control, it's always a very good investment. Connor is adding 2 barracks. He's about to build his starport, I guess. Still he didn't take his second gas. He has 32 SCVs. His opponent right there is sending a drone to take a third. Oh. So as you can see, that marine here, he sees the hatch, and it perfectly gives Connor the information where the hatch is. You can see 9-minute mark, it's a bit late to take a third. But Incog has quite a decent macro actually. He's at 29 drones, he's taking his evolution chamber, he's about to go for a hive. And yeah, and he has the Hydra, his Hydra is dead. Connor should be careful though, because he has no bunker, so those mutas and lurkers could do a lot of damage. He has to go back, yes, he's teaming his marines, he has to go back and defend his base. Actually, Incog could even send a few lurkers directly in Connor's natural That would make a lot of damage, that would kill a lot of drones. A lot of SCVs, sorry. And I don't see how Connor could... Yeah, that's a very good lurker placement there. Oh my god. Well, actually, the fight wasn't too bad, considering he had a lurker here, a few mutas there, on top of his lurkers. Yeah, the defense was really decent, actually. He had to sacrifice all his army in order to defend that run by, but... I mean, some players could have GG'd right away. That was quite a decent fight, quite a decent defense. Down goes the last lurker. But yeah, with this fight, Incog really took a huge advantage on the game. He killed all of his opponent's army, he securized his third at the same time. Yeah, that's the spot I was talking about a few minutes earlier. That's where you want to build your first sunken. And you actually, maybe that map is a bit Zerg favored in a way, because it is so easy to defend your bases. Two lurkers there, one sunken here, even one there, and it's pretty impossible without drops to destroy a third for the Terran. So I don't know, maybe that's a bit a Zerg favored map, I don't know. Still Connor producing, he has a good macro, producing out of 5 barracks, getting his first vessels out, and he's gonna try a new attack, but at this point you can see Incog is equal in supply. Very bad move with those mutas there. Connor should be thinking about taking a third, I guess, at this point. No, maybe not, 12 minutes, I don't know. But it's obvious that he's not able to be aggressive again, since he lost so much troops. So maybe he should be considering playing a bit more conservative at this point. When I say conservative, I mean defensive. Has he been producing new mutas? No, I don't think so. 44 drones, that's a very good number for Zerg. And right here, Incog placed a 4th base, so very soon it will be 4 bases Zerg against only 2 bases Terran. And that's a very, very poor situation to be in as Terran. Connor has to do damage at this point, considering he didn't take a third, he really has to make damage. That's a very interesting position. He will be able to kill this lurker, probably these 3 sunkens as well, if he places his tank just there. So that's exactly how you want to play on Collosseum II TvZ. You want to abuse the high grounds and have a good tank placement. I think that's a map where you could really go for a lot of tanks. You don't really want to play only bio, you want to have some more tanks, because as I said, it will be pretty easy for the Zerg to place sunkens everywhere. So look at that, the range of the tank. That sunken is going down as well. I don't know, Connor might have the timing to go directly in the main here, not so much troops to defend it, but here, look at that, there is a Defiler, very good axe. Connor is trying to attack there as well. Oh my god, but look at that. There is even a Nidus network between the Zerg's bases, so yeah, it's gonna be pretty hard for Connor to defend, to destroy any of his opponent's base. He's taking his command center at the classic timing, 14 minutes, but considering he hasn't been able to destroy any of his opponent's bases, considering he has lost all of his troops, maybe that 3rd command center is gonna be a little bit too late if it doesn't do any damage first. Connor is adding a 2nd factory. I know that he prefers most of the time to have more mech units than, as far as I'm concerned, I usually go for a 2nd starport and I produce more vessels. but I know that Connor prefers to have more factories than starports. And look at that, Incog plays exactly the kind of Zerg style that I like. He's taking basically hatches everywhere. That's exactly the way I like to see Zergs play. A few very well placed lurkers there might do some damage. In the meantime, our Zerg player is taking a very good map control, sending and spreading Zerglings all over the map. He still has a decent number of Mutalisks that could eventually be morphed into Guardians. That's what he's doing right now. And as you can see, those lurkers, they were in a very good spot, in a very good position. They did some damage. But once again, Connor will be able to abuse this high ground there with the tanks, but I don't think it's gonna work considering Incog already has his Guardians. So at this point, as soon as he sees the Guardians, Connor should go back. Yeah, good irradiation here on one of those Guardians. But at this point, Connor is really in a very shitty situation. He hasn't been able to do any damage all game long. Right here, he has his third. I'm sure he is about to place a bunker there, just to make it even safer. His Marines are +1/+1. Very good building placement. He's getting his +2. It looks like he has forgotten his second eBay though, so the +2/+2 will be a bit late. And if you rely purely on Marines and Medic, you really want to have a second eBay. I don't see any second eBay anywhere, so that's a bit of a mistake. Still, he has a pretty decent macro. You can see he's playing perfectly the way a Terran is supposed to play on Boudoir, which means trying to attack his opponent wave after wave. But look at that, you really never wanna be facing a Zerg which has more supplies than you do. Here is the bunker, by the way. Connor has way too much resources at this point. He should be adding even more factories. He'll be producing tanks out of 2 factories at this point. He's starting slowly but surely some kind of mech switch, a very good Dark Swarm here from Incog. All those Marines are dying under the orange cloud, and yeah, very good surround, very good move with those Zerglings being helped by those 4 Guardians. And once again, Connor has to go back, and yes, that's a 5 bases Zerg against a 3 base Terran, who hasn't even started to mech switch really. So yeah, Connor should be producing out of more buildings, I guess. That's a third armory, bit of mistake. And so far, Incog, I must say, has been playing all game long absolutely perfectly. It's pretty much this big run by which gave him the victory and allowed him to defend and securize all of his bases. He was pretty patient to take a third, but I think that was a good idea. And irradiation here on one of those lurkers, and I guess that's what gave him the game. One Defiler here could be casting a Dark Swarm on the ramp, which would pretty much be a huge threat to Connor's third, and this third is very, very important to Connor. For Connor, he really needs it, considering he's almost mined out in his main. Soon he will be mined out in his natural as well, so if Connor wants basically to continue that game, to keep on playing, he really needs base. Oh, that's a bit late to siege your tanks. 3 lurkers die right away, but those tanks are in a huge danger. And yeah, Connor has to lift this CC, and it will be pretty difficult for him to defend that base. There are a few Guardians, those lurkers are on the high ground, and yeah, I mean, even a run by here directly in the main. Those fire bats could be doing a lot of damage though. Yes, all the Zerglings die. And Connor at this point he is pretty much all in. He's not mining from his main anymore. he's not soon enough. He won't be mining from his natural neither. His opponent just has completed his 6th hatchery. He's at 70 drones, and so yeah, Connor is basically into a trade base situation right here. But a lot of ultras. They are only +2/+1 though. Good surround with the ultras, but is this going to be enough? A lot of ultras, but a very good fight so far by Connor, who goes back, good micro, double steam, and yeah, but is this going to be enough? Connor really has to do some damage. The lurker dies here, there is a sunken at the top of the range. Those ultras are getting very low in HP. Is this going to work? Very good fight once again by Connor, very good macro. This sunken is about to go down. Whoa! Could the trade base work actually? Could the trade base work? At this point Connor is really all in. What are all these eggs? All these eggs are ultras. I really don't think the trade base is going to work, and in any case that's just the main, you know. He has plenty of other bases everywhere else. I'm just gonna pause for a second here. You can see that Incog is adding macro hatcheries everywhere. He's even about to take one more base there, and he has plenty of resources to be producing again. Yes, that's another Ultralisk Cavern right there. I mean, that's not another. His Ultralisk Cavern is there. Yeah, he has Hydralisks, he has all the resources that are necessary. So yeah, I really don't think this trade base is going to work for Connor, especially considering there are all those eggs which are actually Ultralisks. And where they are going to pop out, it will be pretty scary, my friend. All the Zerglings are dying, one irradiation on the lurker here, which dies. Very good tank placement, very good tank placement though. Connor is trying as hard as possible to win this game. It might actually work. Look at that, the supplies are folding for this other player. And he's even gonna deny this ultra here. Many ultras again. But those marines are +2/+2, triple irradiation. And yes, Connor doesn't have resources again. A very nice fight. That's a very nice fight. All those ultras just died. Yes, but Connor's third isn't mining, and that's GG well played. Very nice game. I guess what really made Incog win was basically his run by at the start of the game. I mean, at the middle of the game, and that's what made him win. Thanks for watching. This was Incog 321 against Connor 5620 on Collosseum. Very nice TvZ indeed. I really liked how Connor went for the trade-based situation at the end of the game. It was really fun. Thanks for watching.